Meanwhile, Florence was frantically rummaging through the drawers and cabinets in the Nicholson villa to pack up their things. "Dahlia, quick! Go and get all the jewelry we have in the house. We can't stay in Swinton anymore. Let's quickly pack up and flee abroad for the time being. I've already bought the flight tickets. We still have several $1 million of savings and some valuables at home. Those will be enough for us to survive for a while." Florence was on tenterhooks. Dahlia's breach of promise had not only humiliated the Langfords but also offended the Glenstead Nicholsons. Even if they were in Stonia, Dahlia and the rest wouldn't be able to find a safe place to stay, let alone in a small place like Swinton. When Florence saw that Dahlia wasn't responding to her, she became even more anxious. "Dahlia, what are you waiting for? Quickly pack your stuff." "Mom, the matter has yet to reach that extreme. We don't need to run away." Dahlia shook her head. "Alas, don't you realize how serious the current situation is?" Florence slapped her forehead in frustration. "It's the Langfords, the cream of Stonia, that we have fallen out with. They are a terrifying existence. How can they possibly let us go when we've gotten them hot under the collar?" "I understand what you're trying to say. But Dustin said that he has a way to solve the problem." "I believe in him," Dahlia replied firmly. "Are you crazy? How can you put your trust in that loser?" Florence was breathing fire at that point. "Who does he think he is to go against the Langfords? If it weren't for him, you wouldn't have run away from the wedding, and we wouldn't have come to this point. He's simply a jinx. The Nicholsons could have led a silk-stocking life. However, Dustin ruined everything in the end. Florence just hated him to the core." Dahlia frowned. "Mom, I breached the marriage promise on my own accord. It has nothing to do with Dustin. You're still defending him at times like this. Do you have to wait until our family is destroyed in his hands for you to come to your senses?" Florence asked bitterly. "Enough. I won't go anywhere without Dustin." Dahlia was firm. Bent out of shape, Florence reproached. "Why you? You're hopeless. How did I raise her up to be such a foolish daughter? She'd rather be with someone penurious than marry into a rich family. What a stubborn child." Florence muttered inwardly. At that moment, James staggered down the stairs with the 2 large suitcases. "Mom, I'm done packing up our things. When are we leaving?" "Me. Your sister is insisting on waiting for that loser." Florence flumped onto the couch angrily. "Sis, why are you waiting for him? Hasn't he made our lives miserable enough?" James frowned. "You leave with Mom first. Don't worry about me." Dahlia shook her head. "Leave? Where do you think you are going?" Right then, Dakota burst through the door with several people following behind her. "Are you trying to shrug off all the responsibilities after what you have done? What are you implying?" Dahlia knitted her brows. "It's natural to be punished for making a mistake. I'll have to hand you over to the Langfords so that the conflict between the 2 families can be resolved," Dakota declared in a stern voice. "What?" When Florence heard that, her expression changed in an instant. She stood up and put on an apologetic smile. "Dakota, you don't have to be this ruthless, do you? Aren't we family?" "Ruthless?" Dakota snorted humorlessly. It wasn't easy to have the chance to be in-laws with the Langfords. However, not only did you not cherish this opportunity, but you also dragged the whole family down. "Tell me, who is more ruthless?" "Dakota, this has nothing to do with my daughter. It was all because of Dustin. If you need someone to blame, go and look for him," Florence said in a hurry. "You don't have to worry about that. Dustin is with the Langfords. Perhaps he has already been skinned alive by now. But Dahlia has yet to make amends for what she did, so she has to come with us." As Dakota spoke, she made a gesture. Seconds later, several burly bodyguards barged into the house.